שלום עליכם, כל השלם והאנגל, מרדכי הזמן, דולפין שלם, Ash, I'm here to, as I said, as a podcast, try to ask questions to keep me intact when I'm doing. Might sound a little bit low, but I hope you can hear me. This week is ותזכו, ותזכו is very slow. ויקרא לך השם אעזור. We all know that the name of Moshe Rabbeinu is not, his name is not the whole parsha of Tzav. I'll say because he said, Macheininu mesipincha, because Moshe Rabbeinu said, erase my name from the Torah, so it has to be done. The Torah is something nitzchi, so the one parsha is that it's like a punishment that his name is not there since Moshe Rabbeinu is around. Rebbe used to explain the opposite. Moshe Rabbeinu, every time he had to write his name in the Torah, it was a very hard time for him. Moshe Unav Moed, I don't want to know the summit, no, don't talk about me, it's not me, it's the Noim Shleilim, it's the Shekhinah. Whenever he was able to take off, Bavayikru, I started buying a big aleph, it's a small aleph, Unav, Yid, whenever he was trying to take something off, not to make himself famous, he was in, he was happy. Because Baruch told them, since you have such Messias Nefesh, for my children, for Klal Yisrael, you are ready that I should erase your name altogether from the whole Torah. So I'll give you a prize. One parsha in the Torah, you'll be zocher that your name is not mentioned. Actually, it's a prize that the Kodesh Baruch Hu gave. But there must be something deeper too. Here we have the Sefer, the Margaret S. And in Parshas Tzimmer, we're talking about the Yikhuli Tzimmer. And Parshas Tetzaveh says, V'yikhu Shem A'zor. What is the difference? In Parshas Tetzaveh, we're talking about V'atu Tetzaveh. And last week, in Parshas Tzimmer says Daber. Here says Tetzaveh, and there says Daber. So again, what's the difference of the languages? Shenech Nesuda, we're in the middle of Uda, Ma'am B'Simcha. It's a very interesting Mara 9. As, first of all, the whole Simcha of Uda was not Chodesh, it's 14 or 15. Now if it buys it, but not all Chodesh. Secondly, that's actually the question, so what is, we also find that Ein Ma'abrin as a Chodesh, only a Chodesh Uda. You never make 2 months, only a Chodesh Uda. And thirdly, it says Ein Bein Uda Rishon, Uda Sheni. The difference between the Piyam of Uda Rishon and Uda Sheni is only Kriyas HaMegillah Matunas Levi'ayim, which in the second Uda, you have to hear the Megillah, you have to give Matanos Levi'ayim. But there's Siddur that people make Siddhas on Purim Kut, which we're up to this week, I think. So again, what is the difference? If it's Uda, so it should be Purim both. Why is only one and the second are not? To explain this, the Ma'anaim goes away to elaborate. Why did Haman pick out Chodesh Uda? So the Gemara that we learned in the Megillah, he made a goyim, miyom le'yom, lechodesh, and it came out on Zayin Uda. That's when he wants to do his plan, God forbid, la'ashmit, la'arig, vatizkho. Why was he so happy about that date? Says the Gemara, because that day, Zayin Uda, Moshe Rabbeinu passed away in that day. And he understood it's a bad day for Yidden, it's a good day for him. So maybe he'll use that day to get rid of the Yidden. The fact that we know that Moshe Rabbeinu is the Das of Klal Yisrael. When a person doesn't have Das, we're talking about the last few weeks, when he doesn't have Yishuv Das, when he's not there, that's the first trigger that a person has, that he falls. So we spoke about a few times. When I'm not in Yishuv Das, you might as well keep quiet until the turmoil goes by and you get back to Yishuv Das. But the Gemara says that Lehavayada, Haman didn't know that the same day that Mordechai passed away, Moshe passed away, the same day Moshe was born. So the question is, he was born 120 years before. What difference does it make that he passed away on that day? He was born on that day. Says the Ma'anaim, not that the Gemara is trying to say. It's actually what the Rebbe says. Every time a person comes to a Meitzah, every time he comes into stress, every time you lose it, it's actually an opportunity to connect yourself to the Rebbe, which is the closest place that you can get there, which is called Tohu V'Vohu. As we explained, because he created the world, Ein Sof is Ein Sof. We don't understand, we cannot express, we can't reach that place. As we explained last week, the only way we can reach it is ta'amu, kiru k'toyev Hashem. What does ta'amu mean? You can get a taste of it. How do you get a taste of it? When things go 100% for you, then you talk yourself into yourself that you're owning the world. Suddenly you meet yourself with a tohu. So then you see that there is something here that I am in control, there is something here that I'm not in control. So then I have a chance to have a taste of ta'amu, iru k'toyev Hashem. Or you're going to get a taste that there must be someone that's running, giving the chiyas, that's luchas. As the Rebbe said, he's also giving me the stress, not he's giving me stress, he's giving me a helplessness, which I become stressed from that, but not that I should become stressed from that, I should connect to that calmness of Olam Habu, of Ein Sof. The only way I can connect to that is through Emunah, and Emunah itself is only a taste. So it's only a taste, so why, so that's the hardship actually. We're in a body which we not only we taste, we feel, we touch, we understand. It's not only a taste. These days there's some waters. It gives us a taste of
sugar.
They call it negiot. It's flavors. But it's not. It's only a negia. It's not the zach itself. But the Negiah itself is so strong. The Negiah to Ein Sof, the Tima of Ein Sof is so strong that it's much stronger than the whole thing that you can in this world accomplish. Doesn't even come to the taste that you can taste Olam Haba. That's mean ta'amu, iru k'toiv Hashem. When you're going to taste it, you'll see that the Toiv Hashem, even though it comes with a baggage of helplessness, but it's much better than what I am doing. But I can never come to that goodness only through this helplessness. Yes,
Yes, question, the let's say, is this kesher that I'm getting to the Tsar.
So I want to explain that. I didn't mean Olam Haba, I meant Ein Sof. Because Olam Haba itself is also a symptom of the Ein Sof. That means we have a connection to the infinite, which is the only difference is between this world and the world to come. Olam Haba is this world. It's covered up with it's covered up with two layers. One layer the materialism, the chomis, and one layer the rochnis. Olam Haba, there is no materialism there. But there's something spiritual. But the spiritual itself also covers up the Ein Sof, because Ein Sof is Ein Sof. There's no explanation. There's no name. As we say, Hashem Echad, Shmoi Echad. Hashem, that is the Ein Sof. Shmoi is the spiritual part that we call the Shmoi. But now, in order to get to the Echad, we have to go through two layers. We have to go through the layer of the Gashmis, the layer of the Rochnis, so we have a lot of work to do, which is called Das. Lusaluma will be Das, because it's the same, this is spiritual, and the Ein Sof is also spiritual, but not as spiritual that I can guess, not as spiritual that I can understand. All we know is Leis Asa, Puniminei, Leis Machshuva, Tvisa Beklal. But right now it's very hard to connect to that because of the Gashmis. That gives me that feeling that there is something there. And Rochnis only gives me a taste, so that gets me mixed up, but that is the Sha'shuim, that is the Tanug, the pleasure that a Baruch has in the whole world, which no Malach can get there, no of the creation, only the man can get there. But once he gets there, Yisrael, we spoke about last week, Yisrael, all Menachoshach, there's two types of light. There's light from Olam Haba, and there's light from Olam Hazeh. The light from Olam Hazeh is Yisrael or Menachoshach. It's hidden in the materialism. The light from Olam Haba is Yisrael or Mena'or. But we know Yisrael or Menachoshach. The light that is in darkness is much more quality than the light in light. Why? Because in order to create light, I have to also make a zelo mazeh. I have to give a koich against. So in order to create yoim, or so there is a choshech there, but the choshech doesn't have to be so thick. But once we created choshech, so then we need a much greater or. That's the reason is because we created a bigger or. That's why it's choshech. So in order to get to that place of or after when Mashiach will come, it means in Olam Haba, that it means we have this world which is all and Choshech, and we have this world which is all and Choshech. We have that world which is all and all, but we'll also have in that world the tzaddikim that came here to the work of Ta'amul, Chayim Zuchi. That gets a Chayim beyond the awe, from the awe, that they'll have there the awe which they worked on the Choshech, so it'll get much higher. There's even I think it says, that Kamiyuch will have to move a little higher and make another space for the tzaddik in between. Right now, it's much closer because there's no way to get to the The tzaddik has a koich that he gets us closer to that. So you asked me a question. What was the question?
the only way to reach that, which is with tzar.
Right.
It is tzar, but that feeling of pain that a person is feeling, even though he's connecting, is...
So the question is to suffer from pain, or to realize that this is a procedure. There is no, in English they say no pain, no gain. But there is a procedure. That means the pain is not the Rochnis that's giving you the pain. The Buddha says the pain is that I have to decide that I'm helpless. Rochnis doesn't give pain. Now it doesn't give pain, I have it built in me, I don't have to bring it from anywhere. But I have to give up my helplessness when these things don't go. And I have to decide that actually what I fell through, that's me, and what I do, when I'm at Sliach, that's the Ribbono Shel Olam. So to make that chita, that surgery between that I'm the one that is helpless, the Ribbono Shel Olam is a kol yochel, the more I see myself helpless, the more I see the Ribbono Shel Olam. But again, if I suffer from it, that's because I'm not ready to give up, to surrender, that it's not me.
So the less I'm suffering from it is more of a sign that I'm
So that's the
helpless.
Superior Order says in Parshas Makais, Kol Zman, Shemitztayr, Min HaYerida, Sheyud Eilov, Roitze Dispater Mani. If a person has pain from that helplessness that is there, he wants to get rid of it, that's not because the pain is because he's not ready to surrender and say everything comes from the Olam, which is called Chachma. Chachma, that is the highest place that we can get in Emunah to connect myself to the Ribbono Shel Olam, which is only a Te'ima. That is Emunah. So we have this world, is we feel, we understand, and etc. The world to come, there is no feeling, there is no understanding. It's Emunah, and tzaddikim yozim tzadasayim b'Hashem. I think I told you, Abusha said, it says, tzaddikim in that world will be kol echad nichve mechipusa shechavai. Everybody will feel burnt out from the chippa of his chava. What does that mean? So he says, actually, the whole dargas, is it the dargas, in this world, the levels is set up how much you were able to surrender yourself from that pain, how much you were able to say that it's not you, it's the Ribbono Shel Olam in this world. You say, Yufel shuach Hashem mitzvahs and ma'asim tovim ba'olam hazeh mikol chai olam haba. Why? Because to do a mitzvah here is pretty hard. You have to give up yourself, you have to give up your time, you have to give up your place, you have to give up your understanding, you have to give up your feelings, you have to give up everything. In order to, the more you give it up, the more you're connected. Which that avoid you don't have there. So the Rusha said, what is kolecha nichve mechipusa shechavaya? We'll meet our friend there. He had the same hardships that I did, and I had the same hardships that he did. But he did work with it. He was l'chuda miyotelo. He was asking Ribbono Shel Olam help that I should live with you. I shouldn't get lost there. And I got lost there and I went into cars. So then that really aggravates a person. What? That's all you needed? Just to keep yourself quiet? I would have known that. We were voting the same thing. So that's the whole mahalach here for Abusha. So the Moshe Rabbeinu was started off the Chodesh Uda. Moshe Rabbeinu passed away. But the same day that Moshe passed away, Moshe Noilad. And the Moranayim asked, so what, he was born 120 years before? Says the Moranayim, no. Moshe Rabbeinu is called the Das of all Klal Yisrael. That I can have Yishuv Das, I can have a comfort of mind, that I can connect to myself. That Koyach Moshe Rabbeinu gave us. And after Moshe Rabbeinu passed away, it says in the Torah, La Yuda Ish es Kvirusai. There is no kever for Moshe Rabbeinu. What does it mean there is no kever? Because Moshe Rabbeinu is here within every one of us. That means as the minute he passed away, Lo Have Yuda, he didn't understand, a God cannot understand that when Moshe Rabbeinu passes away, right away Moshe Rabbeinu is born, but where's he born? In every Yid. You want to get the Yidden when they're in a weak moment. You want to get them off guard. You want to get them when they're helpless. You just don't understand. The more helpless they are, the more they're connected to the Rebbeinu Shalom. So that's Chodesh Uda, which is called Aleph Dor. And you hear the Rebbeinu Shalom and everything in Chodesh Uda more than in any other month. And if Haman did us a favor and brought out these koiches from us, that we should get the das, dafke from lahashim and lahariga abed, we get such a awe, which is called that the all Yom Tovim will be blutlus and only the Yom Tov of Piyam will not be blutlus. Why? Because he gave you the das of a das of Lus and Luvay, that you should be able to stand with this awe, which on an ordinary time I cannot give you this awe. When can I give you such a awe? Only when it's such a choshech. So the day that Moshe Rabbeinu passed away was such a choshech, you were able to get such a awe because you knew it's not you. But in an ordinary time, as we are right now, you cannot be zoicha, it's not Purim. Only on Purim is adaloi yoda. You get into a place which you're ready to stay there, even though you don't understand, you don't feel, you can't express yourself. That is a Purim. That means ein ben uda rishon le uda sheni eile miku megillah. Megillah is called legalot. Megala yudkei. Matunes le'avyonim. Uda rishon is called oilam haza. Uda sheni is called oilam haba. That means the only difference between oilam haza and oilam haba, which today when Mashiach will come, the only difference is the size or the quantity or the quality of the gilui of Yudkei, which we get, Lucid Luvay, will be Hesach Hadas. You won't have to work so hard for it. But again, that means I made the shir tonight is called being and not being. The Ribbono Shel Olam told us that we should bring a mishkan. We should build up a mishkan last week. This week, he tells you bring Shem and Zayzoch. So the Magen asks, last week is V'yikri. I want you to bring all what we need for the Mishkan. This was also Yikri, Shem and Zayzoch. But last week was talking about Daber and B'nai Yisrael. This week it says V'atu Tetzaveh as B'nai Yisrael. What is the difference with Daber? But the question is always last week too. What is V'yikri? V'yitnu, I should say. Everybody has to give. But we know what is the whole Gedanke of Mishkan. There's a few places in which HaKadosh Baruch Hu left the Ta'amu Elu K'Tov Hashem, which is in Zman we have Shabbos, we have Yom Tovim. There's people tzaddikim that you can meet. There are times that you're elevated, and there's Mukim. Mukim is called, you come into Besmedish, you come to Cave of Tzadikim, you come to certain places, which is a Kodesh. We say this Mukim HaMikdash till today has the Kedusha, Kitcher L'Shata, Kitcher Lusaluvay. The Rambam says why? Because the Urin is still there, hidden underneath, so the Kedusha is there. And then you come to a certain place, which Evan Shasil, the creation of the world started off there. So you're getting to the closest place, which is which became a yesh from an iron, and etc. What is the Mishkan? Kadosh Baruch is we say, Kirush Am Yisrael Nasa, V'nishma, V'yada Kadosh Baruch Hu told them, V'yikchel Yitrima. What a shaykh is I have, the Talmud of Vayu says that. But as we explained last week, what does Nasa V'nishma mean? We're not only Nishma, we're going to listen and accomplish and do it the way we're supposed to, Nasa. But even more Nasa, we're ready to do it, not that I understand, I'm ready to be Nishma, Nishma also means to be connected, to be one with the Rebbeinu Shalom. That a guy cannot understand. That even the Maluchim don't understand how you can be a Gashmi and be a Rachmi. That's what Maluchim got all. Remember, Mi Gilu Roz Zeh Lebunai, Lushan Shemalocha Shuris, Mishtamshim, but Rebbeinu Shalom was all his town. That how could it be that Klal Yisrael chap the Mahalach of the whole Torah? That means the Mahalach of the whole Torah is that not only in Zman and Shoilam, Shona Nefesh, but I'll give you a building. With that building, you're going to come there, and you'll be able to see a building. You're able to see something, a materialist thing in front of you, and you'll be able, and it's all Eitzim Vavunim, there's nothing there, there's no Chiyas in it, and you're able to connect. People come to the Mikdash and come to Spashtas Agashmis, which the Kohen Gudel comes in once a year, which has said called Adam Lo Yeh Bevoyer HaKodesh, that he himself was there and was not there. As we say, Achas, Achas Shtayim, Achas Shlush. Everything was brought back to the Achas. So that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us a present, Kivin Shalom Yisrael Nasa V'Nishma. The minute you're ready to be and not to be, I would call it not to be Gashmias and to be Rochnias. It's either or you're Gashmias, then you're not Rochnias. If you're Rochnias, the more you're not Gashmias, the more you're Rochnias. That means to be and not to be. The questions we're talking about the Gashmias or the Rochnias. So the Samigdash was a place, Oimdim, Tzfifim, and Mishtachim, Revuchim. If you wanted to stand, you wanted to be, it was very narrow. But once Mishtachim, you decide that you're not there materialistic, you condense it all to Rochni, then there's enough place. The only problem is which mode are you? But we need this tzfifim, something to help us in order to become revuchim. That means if I take that tzfifim, then it's very, very, very tense, and I use it to get to Rochnis, then it's revuchim. Because that Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us the Beis Hamikdash. But why did Kadosh Baruch Hu take away the Beis Hamikdash? Because of sinas chinam. The second Beis Hamikdash, first Beis Hamikdash. What does that mean? What does sinas chinam mean? That somebody does me something wrong, and I hate him. Why is it called sinas chinam? There's a reason why I hate him. That's because you made a metzias out of him. You didn't look him as a shliach from the Rebbeinu Shalom. You didn't look him as a cause. You didn't look him that it comes to elevate you. You took it as hit me and him. As the Rusha said, it's not Menashe, it's the Rebbeinu Shalom. It's the Lo Hu Zehu. I mean, it's not the person that you see in front of it. It's the Rebbeinu Shalom talking to you. But the only way you can see the Rebbeinu Shalom is through your helplessness, through your vulnerability, as we call it. So then, as long as Klal Yisrael took that vulnerability that the Mikdash gave them and uplifted it to connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom, you can have the Beis Hamikdash. But the minute that you use that vulnerability just to build up your koichi v'oitzim yudi and started fighting around, then you even had a stronger koich. Then there wasn't a Beis Hamikdash, because the koich that the Kadosh Baruch Hu gives you, the or from the choisha that you can get the Beis Hamikdash, if you don't use it the right way, you can mess up. As Rashi says in the beginning of the Bereshis, Kadosh Baruch Hu saw the or from Sheishis and Bereshis is so strong that the Shuam will ruin the whole world. So we have to hide it. So that is why Kadosh Baruch Hu gave us a Beis Hamikdash, took away the Beis Hamikdash, gave us a Beis Hamikdash, took away the Beis Hamikdash. But who is the one that builds the Beis Hamikdash? We are the ones that are building the Beis Hamikdash. Every time that a person keeps quiet and doesn't answer back, that is being a Beis Hamikdash. There was a lady came into Rusha that her husband yells at her, and she can't take it. So Rusha said, if I'll send you up to the next flight, and then throw yourself down on the stairs, roll yourself down to the bottom, and I'll tell you, you come down to the bottom, you'll bring Mashiach. Are you ready to do it? She says, sure, for Mashiach, why not? So I tell them, so I have news for you. Every time your husband yells at you, keep quiet. It's much easier than roll yourself down the stairs, and it brings Mashiach too. That means every time that you see someone out there that you don't like, someone out there that gets you aggravated, etc., you have then the koyach to bring in Mala U'etz, Deus Hashem, Temaim Layom Achasem. You have the opportunity to come to Hoy Hashem LaMelech, HaKol U'etz B'Yoyim Yeh, Hashem Echad, Eshmo Echad. The revealing is not revealed, it's actually concealed. But the concealed, I have a tam. So all we have to just finish off. Why should I be enough a taste? Why shouldn't I have the real thing, as we say? Why should I only take a taste? So number one, the real thing, which is Ein Sof, it has to be Ein Sof, because if you're going to taste it, if you're going to feel it, as we call it, understand it, then you can't take it. It's so enormous that it messes up the person's. All you can come is to a Torah V'Vori and taste. But there's a lucha in Shulchan Aruch, the Hilchos Busa V'Chulev. Sometimes you might see it, there's kitchens that says everything in this kitchen is cheskas besuri, it's cheskas that it's meaty. What does that mean? A person not supposed to eat meat and milk together. A person after meat has to wait 6 hours, everybody is minnig. But there's something called, there is no mamish meat. There is no meat in there, but it's a taste of the meat. Tam. And we know that tam is ke'ika, even though I only tasted the meat, but it's just like I ate meat itself. So there's only a limitation not to drink any milk together with that meat. But to wait 6 hours, you don't have to wait. So if you tasted something that has a taste of meat till you drink milk. So that's called tam, even though we only have a tam of the Ein Sof, or the tam is ke'ika. It's that the mutter v'lei mutter, that's so strong, that's even stronger than this whole Olam Hazeh. So that's what the Rusha will say, Mo avoida zois lochem. Why doesn't the Rusha want avoida? Because he doesn't want something of a taste, he wants the real thing. So they make all kinds of pictures and all kinds of things that you can touch, and this and that. But again, he doesn't want to live with the tam. It's kufa bi'ikr. Why? He cannot get to the ikr only through the tam. And once you don't want the tam, I don't say, you can do shloi l'shma, but every time it's shloi l'shma, you have to go to the l'shma. But if you only want the shloi l'shma, you never get to the l'shma. That means kufa bi'ikr. So that the Maggid explains. Last week, we're talking about whatever you had to bring to the Beis HaMikdash is gold, silver, all the fabrics, all the materialism you have to bring. But there's a problem where HaKadosh Baruch is going into such materialistic things that we know that Toichei Rutzef Ahavu Lebnois Yishalayim. It's when I give away something for tzedukah, it's giving away part of myself, giving away part of myself. So either I'm being or not being. Every time a person gets tzedukah, the Balatanya says, it's the biggest Mesiras Nefesh. All our head is all busy all day with money. So once I give it away, I'm giving away something for myself. But the question is, are you giving away or are you getting something? If you look at the materialism, the one you gave it away. But if you look at the connection that you have with the team, you're actually getting it. So how as Mimela, he says, Alushan Daber B'nai Yisrael. What do you have to tell them? Tell them that they shouldn't live that they're giving. Because if they live that giving, then they cannot be Ashur Sashkina. I always say, emotionally, you come home, your wife prepares your food, and she throws it down on the table, you can't eat it. Or if it's prepared, it's this, and you sit down, so it's something altogether. The same thing is, Yikchi Ish, Kol Ish Ashidveni Liboy. I need here the shtickle hearts, Rachmona liver boy. I need here that you should see that you're not giving, you're accepting, you're getting something. Then, once a person goes through this procedure, that every time that he has a hardship, it's not that the Hashem is taking away, Hashem is giving me an opportunity. Then comes this parsha, Tetzava. Tetzava means tzavsa, then you could connect. But as long as you think you're giving, then you cannot connect. But once you think that you're getting, that it's a change of mind, then it's tetzava, then you become one. Any questions?
What's the definition of tetzava, the word tetzava?
Tetzava means tzavsa.
It's tzavsa.
Tzavsa means biyachad. Because I can read it, tzavta. But the after tetzava is b'nai yisur. You have to.
Tetzava means like a command.
Yeah, tetzava means command. The question is how you look at the mitzvahs. People look at the mitzvahs as a command, and people look at the mitzvahs as tzavsa, as being one. Connection. That's what the Zohar Kudish teaches, that every mitzvah we can look as a command, or it's says how to connect to the Baruch Shalom. Elvis, any questions?
Yeah, I have to try and get it, but I think if I take it from a person and turn it to the Eibishter, then I can't get angry, because I'd rather be tzibrochen
What are
or
you
fight
talking
with
about?
the
Taking
leaders.
what?
If I want to be angry, someone wronged me, or I have some sorrows, or I can't get along with someone, I could turn and say it's the Eibishter, but then I never give it the time to even, because I'm running from being angry in the first place, because chas v'chli I can get angry at the Eibishter, because the Eibishter is all good, and if I'm giving it to the Eibishter, let me just work on the shtika and forget the fact that I'm not just in pain.
Okay, so
I never come to anger in the first place, but on the other hand, I'm also having a big yeshus by hiding from my anger by using the Ribbono Shel Olam.
So that's what we said, there's two phases to this. Phase one, as long as you don't recognize that you're going to accomplish something, that you have a opportunity, they're taking away something, they're giving you something. There were tzaddikim, they had to run away from a town. They told the Talmidim, now's the time you get bruchas, because the Shemayim's open. And I have now opportunity with such connection to Hashem that anything you're going to touch will be gold. That means, once I look at that way, we said before, there's no such thing that doesn't hurt me. It hurts me. The question is, if I suffer from the hurting, I don't suffer from the hurting. As long as I don't see that opportunity, I really suffer from the hurting. Once I see that opportunity to gain, so then that might hurt. You get up in the morning, you have to go out to do a job. Well, it's much better to stay at home, but you're ready to, but no pain, no gain. So then you don't suffer from the hurt. Then you don't suffer. That means the opportunity. Then you start doing. You have to start doing with your mind. The opportunity. It's not him. It's a bunch of. Might as well get out as much as you can from that. Even say afterwards, thank you. What about a tip too? That means, but if you're gonna go there, just I must go there. They say, as he just say, you guess if I stink in a fish, I was going from the stut. You ate something. Wie heißt das?
Stinky.
Kijk eens op English, was?
Stinky.
Something
How do
stinking.
you say,
And it's,
Shimon, oh my God.
anyways, they ate something for stink in a fish, and they threw you out of town. That means you're going to go through this pain. The question is only, we said a few weeks ago from the Baditchov, I think says, every time, just like a woman has to give birth, she has to go through pain. But the question is if she's suffering from the pain, not suffering from the pain. Why? Because if I'm focused on the birth, then there's no other way to get through this. As I should explain, in order to see the Ribbono Shel Olam gives it to me. There is no way to get to the Ribbono Shel Olam, only through the pain. So I don't suffer from the pain. But if I don't see the opportunity, then we also suffer, and we also have the birth at the end of the day. So you want to get it through easily, then the naikla, as they call it, then the more you're gonna see it's an opportunity, not only having a child, not only having access to something new, but you also have a new connection to the Ribbono Shel Olam Chef is giving you, which let's go to build the keli we're going to. But he says at the end, every time a person goes through labor, he goes through pain, he has to see that this is a sign of birth. It could be birth of understandings, birth of learning, or birth of doing something new that I didn't know I can do it before. But now I shouldn't get wrong. I should recognize that this is opportunity.
Does that mean that if I'm really embracing it as an opportunity and knowing that I'm going to have to let go, that means also I could go into all the other stages of not just pain, but even anger and the pain of letting go of the fact that I have no control over my own anger.
Anger comes because I don't accept the pain. There was tzaddikim that went through surgery, but they made a nign. That means not that it didn't hurt them, but the same pain that gets me anger, that triggers my whole midas, the same pain can connect me to my higher power, as they call it. Then I can bring out things that I wasn't able to bring out before. The Chassidim, there's this Steinsaltz passed away, and he said his father was a Chabadska. He had to go through a procedure, and he couldn't take any they couldn't put him to sleep. So he said, give me a mimer for the altar, Chassidus, and he was learning it, and they covered up with a curtain and let him learn. He was learning and learning. After 2 hours, he says, and one of them making the operation says it's after already. That means the question is, what are you going to do with it? With that pain. Well, as long as you take that pain and you can elevate yourself, which you can, because you have the koiches, as the Bashar who says, because he gives you the strength and he wants to elevate you, but you have to believe. You just can't understand it. Shkoyach. See your stories.
Recording stopped.
I'm going to do a little bit of an action. I'm going to try.
The left side.
Thank you.
What?
I want to be a little bit of an action.